right, so we're going to do some more submission stuff this week. We're going to start with some omoplata attacks. We'll start from closed guard, but I'm going to work on it from a couple different positions this week. We'll do two things today. We'll start with just an omoplata from closed guard, and then we're going to work on like a modified finish. Maybe if you're struggling to break them down, or they really lock down their arm and try to get a hold of their belt or something, we'll talk about some different ways to finish it. All right, so we'll start closed guard. Again, I want to base it more off of this overhook position. There's a bunch of ways I can get to it, but I'll just pummel up underneath again, pull, break him down, get control of this overhook. So I can sit up into him, get this overhook, and then switch my angle here. All right, so I'm extending my legs, switching my hips, relocking that guard so I can attack chokes, punch choke here, triangles. What we're going to do here is he's going to be aware of the triangle, right? He's watching that setup there, okay? So instead, when he's being careful with his arm, not letting me push it, as long as my knee is anywhere through here, I'm good. I'm going to go to a frame to his neck. I could use either my hand on his neck here, or I could go into his collar, and then I'm going to reach to the belt or the skirt. Okay, I can even grab at the pants if I can reach to him. In this case, I can't, so I'm just going to go to his belt. Skirt would work fine too. Any kind of a grip. I can hug my knee as well. Anything to keep his arm in this position. All right. From here, I'm just going to work on hip escaping, coming out. Okay. I have control. I lock him in this position. I'm holding his belt or holding the skirt. I could also grab at his pants. The reason I'm grabbing this position is so that he can't just roll. Okay. If he tries to roll, it's hard to get started. If I'm holding his belt here, he tries to roll, can't really roll. All right. I don't like to go to a triangled foot and put my foot down on the mat because he can grab it. Once he grabs that, I'm going to be kind of stuck. I'm going to have to get that free. So I like to cross my ankles, pinch my knees together so that I kind of have a grip on his arm. Okay. My other hand is going to control like the elbow, like the material, and just kind of keep him under control. Once I'm here, I can work on my breaking him down to finishing. I can hip escape so I'm in line, and then I shoot my legs forward. This left hand is going to chase us back. Here, reach over. Once I get my feet to the mat, I like to open up, and then I'm going to shift my weight. So I've got a bunch of weight on his shoulder. His arm is kind of pinched, like his forearm's pinched between my ribs. Fold my leg. I want to reach over. If I can even get under his armpit, that's great. But just to the mat is fine as well. Then I can post and come up. Okay. I can work on putting the knee to the mat or backing my hips up. Okay. So tight. Focus knee to the mat. Sit your tap. Holding this elbow. I can post, and I can bring my hips away. Okay. To get my finish. Right. Either bring them away or knee to the mat. All right. Don't leave your legs bent like this here. If I'm bent here, it's very easy for him to posture up on me. Picks me up. Right, and I'm back into this position. Okay. Here, shift out. Right. This V I'm making with my legs makes it harder for him to pick me up. He tries to pick me up here. Pick up. Okay. Much harder. Okay. I've just got more of my weight dispersed. I'm a little further out. Come back in. Here, I don't have any weight on him. So if I'm just kind of sitting here, or any kind of a bend in this, there's no pressure on him. So he's just going to get up and he'll be able to pick me up from here. Okay. Any questions on that?
Yeah, on the. No, please.
No, start talking.
When you scoot back with your butt,
Yeah.
Like when you got him down, are you scooting your hips like away from him, or are you scooting it this way?
Well, when I'm breaking him down, I can scoot away.
Okay.
All right, there's a bunch of different ways to do that. At first, I'm looking at shooting down to get him to the mat, then opening, and then switching.
Okay, so you're
Okay.
going horizontally away from him.
Yeah.
Okay,
I want to make sure I keep his elbow through the entire movement.
okay.
Okay? What a lot of times I see, turn this way, please. All right. So I'll be here, and I'll just try to come up here, and I don't have anything. And like, he's either gonna finish rolling on this side, right? Which is okay, but now I have to scramble to stay on top before he comes up, right? I can't just sit here. All right, come back. I'm not in a rush when I get these to come up. I want to control. I want a booted foot at towards his shoulder, cross my ankles and pinch. Okay? That way if he tries to just pick up my legs, I can use my hamstrings to keep him down. All right? If he does decide to roll here, I'm already controlling. If I'm holding this belt, he's not rolling. Okay? But if he does roll, I already have control of this elbow. So all I have to do is maintain that control. So I let go. He rolls. I keep and come up. Okay? That allows me to come back or to keep this arm and roll through. Okay? Again, once I finish, it's the booted foot smashing down. Any questions on that? Yeah.
So, after you did the roll through just there, it kind of went into my question, like, because it's going to happen at some point to all of us. Like, we put our legs on the mat, but their knees are still up, and they're not broken down all the way.
So we will talk about that. It's part 2 today,
Oh, okay.
but I will briefly talk about it. So if I'm controlling him here, so you're talking about this.
No,
Right.
after you sat up already.
Oh, after I set up. His
Yeah.
knees, so I'm up here, but his knees are still up?
Yeah.
Okay, so come back to your knees, all right? If I have this here, I'm still good.
Mm-hmm.
So now, as long as I have his elbow, I'm just gonna start scooting. Okay, scooting away. Right? It's hard, there's a lot of pressure on that shoulder for him to just stay there. Okay? I thought maybe that I couldn't, you were asking, what do I do if I can't break him down?
Right.
Which we'll talk about here in just a little bit. Meaning I haven't been able to break him down for some reason, and his arm's locked up in there, and I just can't get anywhere with it.
Right.
It doesn't happen that often, but it does happen. Okay? Do it one more time. So here, scoop. Don't just do this, because he's not going to let me move his arms that way. Scoop under him, use my knees and my hips. I'm going to pull my hips to a middle. Wrap. Okay? Or wrap here. Get the lapel, shift, lock my close guard, and I'm going to start threatening that triangle that we worked on a couple weeks ago. Okay? Chokes. All right? Once I'm here, I can go to that clamp position. All right? You set it up just like we did the triangle. He's going to defend that, right? Which is fine. I'm going to go frame, grab towards his belt or his skirt. I don't have a good grip on his skirt the way his gi is right now, so or his belt. I'm going to grab the skirt. Okay? Clamping his arm in here with my elbow. And then I'm controlling here. Clamp. Okay? Push my knees together. And then I want to make sure that I'm in line with him. I don't want to try to sit up or I'm throwing my legs onto his back. Does that make sense? So you're going to get to this spot a lot of times. Hit yourself out to where you're in line with him. Now, I can switch. Okay? Here. Fold the knee. Get your finish. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You can feel like you're getting your knee to the mat, even better. All right? Yes?
I have a question, but don't worry, don't need to demonstrate.
Yeah.
So I know when we've got our legs clamped, we're parallel with him, we don't want him grabbing our foot.
Correct.
Why are we not as worried about it when we're kind of turning that angle and we put our foot down like right in front of him?
One, because it's a little harder for him. Not that I'm not worried about it. I think you're probably always concerned about it. So, here. So I'm in this position, a little more tension. So, come up a little bit. right? So you're talking about when I'm adjusting. So maybe I'm here.
No, I'm talking about when you're going from guard to the side, and we put our foot on the mat and turn.
Guard to
Like,
full closed guard.
yes.
So you're talking about, well, I'm trying not to put my foot on the mat.
Okay.
So, come here. So, when I do break him down, here, wrap, okay, extend. Is it possible? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about after we start moving.
Okay. So, you're talking about he tries to grab this leg?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. So, when I'm here, as long as my knee's past his bicep, if he keeps this leg closed, I'm not really going to be able to get through this. I have to get this knee through. Okay? So, my goal is to get to this. Okay, the clamp position that we were in the last time. Once this is here, he's not stopping.
Right.
Okay? So now I can get my grip into his neck, my frame, clamp, switch to the other side. He can grab this all he wants. So try to hold my leg. And I just kind of hip out. He can't control it. He doesn't have enough of my leg to be able to stop that process. All I have to do is get my foot to the mat. I'm going to start to hip out. Okay. So once I'm hip escaping from him, it's going to be hard for him to keep it. Now, if he controls my knee, meaning his armpit or elbow is past it, locking it down, then it's different.
Yeah.
So if I try to do that same move, back to this clamp position here, and he has this locked down, right? So now, if I try to do this, I'm going to get stuck because I can't move this leg anymore. He's not going to let me get my foot, so hold this tight, pressure. It's hard for me to get out. It's going to be stuck there. If it's through here, right, try to control it. So once I get my foot here, it's hard for him to keep it.
Okay.
All right. Nothing's perfect, but our goal is to get that knee past his arm, his bicep. So the triangle will be an option that we worked on a couple weeks ago, or the omoplata. One of the two will be there if we get that far. Does that make sense? Any other questions? All right, get with your partners and we're gonna knock that out. About halfway through, we will talk about what he was saying. If you can't break them down, there's some options for alternate finishes. Okay? All right.